Well, let's daybreak on Arise News, and it's time for the press preview. A first look at what's on the front pages as they arrive. And we're starting, of course, at our sister publication this day. Let's see what this day says. It says the major headline, it says, with oil price surge, Nigeria importing 100% fuel need. Subsidy threatens to cripple economy. It has about 7 riders, but let me just take some of them. Low crude production volume, oil theft, also major factors. Minister of Finance laments widening budget deficit, says subsidy, a huge problem. NLC says over 74% of petrol subsidy comprises insurance, freight charges, levies, and what have you. Then jet fuel hit 670 per litre as NNPC promises to intervene. And then, of course, just let's see, at the top, the mast below the This Day logo, fire me, we use security votes to fund police, military, civil defense, buy ammunitions, vehicles. Has one rider explains why governors are against local government autonomy. All right, let's go to the next paper.
Well, the Punch newspaper leading with the APC crisis, it says 208 court cases threaten APC convention. As Buni fights back, some writers to that story, 9 cases challenge interim panel seek indefinite postponement. And Buni, Yahoo governors against APC progress. This is by Akere Dolu. Leading photo in front of the Punch newspaper this morning. PDP plans peace panel over Edo crisis, eyes to 2023 victory. More headlines in the Punch newspaper. Jet A1 Airlines allege racketeering. NCAA may ground planes soon, while the federal government seeks U.S. funding for gas supply to Europe amid Russia boycott.
This is the Nation newspaper. Buni Malami Emefiele to confer with Buhari in the UK. Banks suspend ATM POS transactions abroad. The APC needs 21-day notice to change Buni, and that's according to the electoral body INEC. Lagos suspends the National Union of Road Transport Workers from parks and garages. And David Umahi of Ebonyi State apologizes to judge for attack, gets ordered to stay.
All right, the Nigerian Tribune. Ibadan Agog new Olubado received staff forfeits today. With a rider, markets shut, roads closed. Convention crisis. Was it? Did you take the Tribune? Oh, okay. Convention crisis. Well, Nkechi has taken that. Yahoo governors back Buni. Creditors are alleging that. Passengers stranded at Ibadan. Lagos train runs out of diesel. That will be it for the Tribune.
And some international papers now. The Financial Times says half of Ukraine economy shut down as Mariupol counts war's human cost. Another headline here in front of the Financial Times newspaper. Abramovich and Deripaska hits as UK intensifies crackdown against oligarchs.
In the Daily Express, the fall of Roman's empire has been hit with sanctions in the UK, and Putin takes revenge on the West.
All right, the Times, blood on his hands. Ministers say Roman Abramovich is complicit with Putin as Britain becomes first country to sanction him. Russia could use chemical weapons. The PM, Boris Johnson, is warning. This is from the Financial Times.
And for the press preview, let's bring in Emmanuel Bello, who joins us now from our offsite studio. Emmanuel, good morning. Good to have you. Thanks for joining us. Let's take a look at what the leading story is in front of the This Day newspaper. It says, with oil price surge, Nigeria importing 100% fuel need. Subsidy threatens to cripple the economy. Some writers to that story says low crude production volume and oil theft are also major factors. And also the NCAA saying they may have to shut down the aviation sector soon. What are your thoughts?
Well, good morning, and thank God it's Friday. I think that's one of the most important stories of the day. If you look at what the papers are carrying, and it's very important, and it's keeping with Emmanuel Ade's insightful and very, very distinctive journalism that he does in reporting those oil sector stories. And this is almost like a whole lot of repeats of what has happened, but now putting it in perspective, especially with the rising costs of the prices in the global market, and the sad story that we cannot benefit from it. It's a rebuke to what the excitement of the President Buhari the other day, where he said that, well, Nigeria is going to benefit from those rising costs due to those global emergencies, the Russian-Ukrainian crisis. But this story is putting a light to that and saying that no, we're not benefiting from it at all, and that we're even just glad that we are at the levels that we are, with those prices going up. Naturally, a country like Nigeria is supposed to benefit from that. But Emmanuel pointing out in these stories that the same devils that has bedeviled the sector are still there. The crisis of rigs, oil theft, and all the major things he has been reporting on since last year on what's happening in the oil sector. And this is the kind of report that, a serious government will have to take very, very seriously and look at it. And he will probably even invite, stakeholders in the industry to ask them what they think of this, because it's a clear exposition of the disaster, of the crisis of the oil sector. And this is very important because the entire economy is built on that. Right now, with this crisis, global crisis, all sorts of predictions are made about the coming suffering, the coming hardship, and the tightening that will happen around the economy. So every country is really looking at how it can leverage on this and solve some of their problems. And this report is going right to the heart of the matter and saying that, look, we cannot even meet our global the kind of output that it's needed, and it's pointing to the problem, and also pointing to the problem of subsidies too. And so it's a very robust report pointing to the problems that Emmanuel has identified in the past. Stakeholders and experts to have identified those problems. Why we are not leveraging, why we are not making what we are ordinarily supposed to make in a time of boom like this. In the past, during the Gulf crisis, for instance, Nigeria made a killing from those emergencies, but we can't now, and it's pointing to the crisis of the rig, the lack of refinery, and majorly, especially the oil theft, the fact that the industry is bedeviled by that serious, what people call bunkering, affecting the industry. So it's a huge story there, and one that I think not only industry experts, but everyone concerned with the economy and the direction is going, especially in this moment of serious global, changes, should be able to look at that story, because it's a very in-depth in its assessment of what's happening.
Nation newspaper, Emmanuel. Buni Malami Emefiele to confer with Buhari in the UK. But most importantly, APC needs 21-day notice to change Buni, and that's according to the electoral body, the Independent National Electoral Commission. And there's no let-up in the crisis brewing in the All Progressives Congress Party. INEC says it cannot attend the Emergency National Executive Committee meeting of the party because it's not complied with relevant laws and regulations.
Well, can I talk about the problem that refused to go away and the crisis of trying to just get a convention off the ground? Like the APC new healthman kept saying, he said yesterday, he said it the day before yesterday, that the greatest challenge before the party now is how to actually get that convention on the 26th off the ground. And already we are seeing all sorts of bricks and hurdles along the way, the court cases that the party is saying that, believing strongly that it can vacate so that it will have free, willing into the conventions. And of course now the crisis of the issue around what to do with the former chairman and all of that. The stories are of course addressing all of that, with INEC even saying that, well, you see, you can't have those kind of changes at this time of the day, 21 in 21 days. You need those 21 days notice, and those conventions are going to be on the 26th. So and that's why I think the new man is saying that, look, let's shove aside, let's put aside all this crisis and actually focus on how to get the convention of the ground. He's been doing a lot in just 5 days or 4 days. He's been able to do a whole lot to pave the way, apart from these issues that we're dealing with. The party is dealing with the issues of court cases, the crisis of leadership too, that seem to still be resounding, and with even one governor saying that Yahoo governors are the ones who are still backing Buni. Those problems seem to be there, but Sani Bello, governor of Niger State, keeps saying that, look, what is important right now is getting that convention off the ground. Everything is in motion. He's already sworn in the state's chairman. He's already done the committees. And everything seemed to be ready. But the story is saying that this weekend more people will be heading to the president to probably seek clarification on some of the issues that has been raised. So for the new leadership, that's what concerns it mostly. That's the big picture for it, how to get those conventions happen on the 26th without the sort of thing that IDEC is now saying that, look, if you have changes in the leadership, you will need 21 days notice to be able to do that. Those will be serious hurdle in trying to have a convention. And this party, the APC, is really embarrassed that up to now it has not been able to get its act together, and that's why Bello seems to try to be doing some miracles to see that, look, they actually get their acts right, and they eventually have a convention on the 26th.
One governor will call other elected governors Yahoo. That's funny, really. But 200 court cases threaten APC convention. Yobe governor wrote Bello to act while abroad for treatment. You've heard about that letter. What's your comment?
Well, yes, those are, again, like I said, the crisis or the hurdles along the way that the new healthman seem to be saying that, look, we may have to find a way to deal with these issues, as we head into the convention. A letter just sprouting somewhere. I think in another report, the new healthman said that, well, he didn't see any letter, but then again, that a letter is there saying that, look, I'm transmitting powers to the new healthman. While I'm gone, Buni was saying that he's gone on treatment. Some people are reporting that this is just a face saving, and trying to say that he is not disgraced out of office to see whether he can take advantage of any form of soft landing kind of mechanism out there for him. And some people also saying that, look, this will take away some of the legal logjam around the issue of change in leadership, because as it is now, it will be really damaging for this party if it's not able to get its convention on the 26th. They've done a lot of shifting already, and to move away from that date will be a lot of problem to it. I think a lot of stakeholders within that party, the APC, are worried about all these problems, the court cases, the legal logjam, the explanation, the definitions of even positions, and all the other things. And it is all of this that the new healthman said that, look, we need to focus on the larger picture, on what is most important to us, which is getting this convention on and going. And I think that's what he's actually expending his energies on as he works tirelessly around these same issues to see whether the party can just have a convention. Because right after a convention, they get a new leadership, and then most of these issues are in the back burner, and then the party will be able to, set sail for the general elections. But for now, it has all these hurdles to deal with as it heads to the 26th, the date 26th March, where it plans to have its convention.
Well, Emmanuel, Bello, election season is upon us. We're definitely going to be keeping up with all the stories surrounding the 2023 elections. Thank you so much for joining us today on Daybreak. This is the press review.